Today is week 11, and thanks for joining us. And today it's all about exercise. As we know that when we're in this weight loss program, there's like two ways to lose weight. One is to cut calories, and the other one is to exercise. And exercise, of course, is something that's going to be very, very important. It's something that they have found if you continue to exercise in your weight loss program, that you will continue to be successful. So with us today, we have Richard, who is our exercise specialist, and he is going to do our class today. So, Richard.
Hi there, I'm Richard Whitman, and I'm here today to talk about why you should exercise. The famous philosopher Nietzsche once said, if you have a big enough why, you can overcome any how. Okay? So I want to talk about why. If you're not already exercising, why you should, and if you are exercising, why you should continue. The benefits for exercise go far beyond physical benefits. It's well documented now that not only do you benefit physically from exercise, you benefit mentally, you benefit emotionally, you benefit spiritually. So I'm going to talk about all of that. I'm going to talk about, first of all the physical benefits.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, just keep going.
Yeah, we're used to it. Just
Okay, so in regards to the physical benefits, the body, exercise we know benefits your heart, it benefits your lungs, it benefits your muscles, it benefits your bones, it benefits all the organs in your body. In essence, whatever is good for your body, for as far as exercise goes, it's good for everything. It's not just about building muscles and getting conditioned. It's going to benefit every single organ in your body, from your heart, your lungs, your stomach, your digestive tract, your circulatory system, your brain. And this is where we're going to talk about down the line in this talk. We're going to talk about the benefits mentally, your mental processing abilities, as well, your emotional processing abilities, and then your spiritual aspects. Without getting into religion per se, we're going to talk about that spirit within you, that energy, your will inside. You guys, since we're going to do some interacting here today, I would like for you to tell me, based on what you know, what you think some of the benefits of exercise would be. Anybody got any comments on that? Yes.
I know that whenever I exercise that I feel better mentally, that it really helps with any, a lot of times I'll feel like I'm dragging, like I need to clean out the cobwebs, and I know when I exercise it really helps with that. It really helps me to think more clearly.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think, go ahead. Yeah.
It gives you more energy.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you can still have 12 and 1.
It's getting over the hump to get there, to get the energy. But when you do, you walk away saying, okay, that was a good decision.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
I feel like you've accomplished something that day too.
Accomplishment. That's actually a big deal.
It is.
That feeling of accomplishment. You want
I
to
had
battle
to live for one
within
day.
your mind. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, that's probably the biggest reason I exercise. It's not just the physical benefits, but it's the mental. It really is. It opens up my mind. I don't just feel better. I feel better about myself, as they say.
I call it my therapy sessions. I talk to myself, or if I'm exercising with somebody, I'm talking out all my issues, and then I get it all out. It's like, oh, okay, I feel great. Oh, and I exercised.
Absolutely. Well, you know what it is exercise.
I don't want to go.
Exercise is very cathartic. It opens you up, and so it's very natural. And I get that when I work with people in my studio training, especially in the private atmosphere. People are more apt to just open up and kind of vent. If something stressful happened that day and they're having issues with a family member or somebody at work or whatnot, it just kind of comes
You
out.
hear all about it.
And that's okay. It's part of the. It actually is kind of a fun part of my work. Actually, it keeps it from being boring just doing the exercise component. There's this personal interaction going on there. So, yes. And what I like to remind people when we talk about how exercise benefits literally every organ in your body, every tissue, the brain is a physical organ. So if whatever is good for your body is good for your brain, and we have volumes now of scientific literature to back that fact up. So it increases your mental processing abilities. Exercise enhances your memory. It allows your brain to grow new cells by producing what we call brain-derived neurotropic factors. I think I mentioned this in my last talk. I don't know if you remember or not, but it's actually like a miracle grow for your brain. We didn't know that once upon a time, but we do now. And exercise is the promoter of these factors. What they found also. Now, I believe you guys you had a book with Dr. Amen.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now this one kind of hits home personally to people when we talk about this thing. But Dr. Amen is well known for citing a study from the University of Pittsburgh, and in that study, it showed that there is actually over time an inverse relationship between brain size and the size of your waist. In other words, the less fit you become, the more your brain is prone to shrink. And they actually, and the more unfit someone is in general, the less volume they have in their brain matter. That's pretty serious. Well, no, and this is where I'm going to interject because we have to be careful about this. There's a lot of other factors involved in intelligence. Okay, so it's not to say that people who are overweight are stupid. That anything but that. There are some absolutely brilliant minds, and you see it all the time. And these people are overweight. Some of them considerably. But what it means is that all else being equal, okay, even those people who are really overweight and are really, really smart, they could be even smarter, okay? And when they do brain imaging of elderly people, what they find is that those who are more fit have far healthier brain scans. Their brain matter is, and this is just a reality, okay, and it's not to be taken lightly, but if you value your mind and your mental processing abilities, you want to be in the best physical shape of your life, because once again, your brain is physical matter. So if you have, let's just use an example, what does the brain rely on for energy? The brain needs glucose. Okay, it needs oxygen. What does exercise do for your body? It increases your body's ability to absorb and utilize oxygen in the most efficient way. So if you're fit, more fit, you're going to have better oxygen delivery to your brain. Okay, if you are more fit, you're also going to have better glucose metabolism. Okay. Because if you ever notice when you get brain fog, it's from many times your blood sugar being low or your blood sugar being out of whack. Well, we know with no uncertainty that being fit allows your body to metabolize sugar much better. It reduces insulin resistance, so your body doesn't have to produce as much insulin in order to allow the muscles to absorb the sugar, and it stabilizes your blood sugar in general. So you're going to supply a more even flow of blood glucose to your brain. That's why you feel better when you exercise, and it relieves that brain fog. It's getting circulation to your mind. It's getting the right amount of sugar to your mind, glucose to the brain, because that's the fuel for your brain. I believe it's somewhere, you may know this or know a more specific number on this, but I believe somewhere on the order of 30% of our glucose or glycogen utilization comes from the brain, even though the average brain size is only about 3.5 pounds. 20 to 30%, I believe it is, of that glucose metabolism goes through the brain. So if your body has a better ability to process sugar and glucose, your brain's going to work a little bit better. So once again, I'm not saying overweight people are stupid. Please don't interpret it that way. But there is a reality. Also, it's well documented. We have a number of studies that back this up, that when it comes to both mental processing and emotional health, that exercise is at least as good a method as medication when it comes to 3 particular issues of the mind, and that would be ADD, depression, and anxiety. So if somebody suffers from anxiety, if somebody suffers from depression, these are emotional issues. Exercise profoundly helps that. We know that exercise boosts mood. So if someone is in a depressed state, that they can benefit from exercise because it's going to increase the level of endorphins and mood elevating hormones and chemicals in the body. So it makes sense. The problem with some people who are in great depression is they're so depressed they can't exercise in the first place. So that's the catch-22 of it all. But for most people who are just experiencing low moods, exercise is profoundly beneficial. The same goes for anxiety and or stress, okay? I think we can all relate to stress in today's society. Exercise is profoundly beneficial when it comes to alleviating anxiety, and if all you have to do is experience it. I've done it enough myself, and most people who exercise will share that. And we talked about this earlier. What we like is the mental benefits. We just feel better mentally when we exercise. It relieves stress and anxiety. So the problem with exercise is it actually requires a little bit of physical effort. It's not as easy as popping an anti-anxiety pill or a pill for depression or whatnot. So human nature being the way it is, we tend to go that path of least resistance, the easy route. But the one big benefit about exercise as opposed to medications is that there's no negative side effects to exercise, as long as exercise is done properly. So we know also when it comes to exercise, they found that it actually increases memory. If you look at and if you think about it, in today's society, we get frustrated because we forget things. And for most of us, the main reason we forget things is not because our memory's that bad, it's because we're overloaded, we're overwhelmed, we're stressed out. A stressed mind has a really hard time remembering things. And sometimes we think, oh my gosh, I'm getting Alzheimer's. Oh my gosh, there's something wrong with my brain. Well, we're just overwhelmed, and just by relieving excess stress alone, your memory process becomes much more efficient. And again, exercise is one of the mediums to reduce that level of stress. I would say when it comes to also the mental processes, if you're getting more circulation to your brain, it's going to enhance your logical thought process. It's going to enhance your creativity skills. Once again, it's hard to use your mind when it comes to being overwhelmed with stress. So if you can eliminate the stress, if you can increase blood flow to the brain, if you can increase and stabilize the blood sugars of the brain, all of these mental processes are going to be more functional. That is, as long as you're exercising these mental processes. That's the other thing. When we talk about miracle grow for the brain and these brain-derived neurotropic factors, you still have to exercise your brain in order to make it grow and benefit, okay? There has to be some mental activity involved. And that would be the one parallel I notice with anything in life. If you want to grow and improve, you have to exercise that area of your life. If you want to gain intellect and become more intelligent and have a more powerful brain, a brain that can process information better, then you actually have to do the processing. Okay? But what exercise does is it creates the chemicals, the environment within the brain that when you go through these processes, you're going to absorb that a whole lot better, and your brain is actually going to have a much better chance of growing and absorbing the information. So, any questions about this? Okay, I think it's pretty undisputed. We don't think about these things enough, and I think what I'm saying makes absolute common sense to most people, but we really just don't talk about it that much. We don't have time to think about it. Yes?
And I think that Dr. Amen also in his book, Healthy Brain, Healthy Body, he makes the association also that people who are overweight, that they have a higher risk of Alzheimer's also.
Absolutely. Absolutely it does. There's some pretty conclusive evidence when it comes to that. Exercise doesn't prevent you from getting Alzheimer's, but it certainly reduces your chances of getting it, or delaying the onset of it, or reducing the symptoms of those who are already experiencing the initial stages of Alzheimer's and the dementia that comes with it.
I have another question.
Yes.
I mean, if I'm hoping this doesn't just take you off your.
I'm open.
Okay. I was listening to a lady talk about weight loss, and she said that for every pound that you weigh, or for every 1 pound that you weigh, you have to consume 10 calories to maintain that 1 pound. She said approximately. And so, then she's making the equation, so if you, want to maintain your basically 40 pounds of weight, you have to consume basically 400 calories. But so then if you want to maintain 350 pounds of weight, you would consume 3,500 calories a day. Of course, that would also have to do with, how much exercise you're getting a day or activities. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. Well, when you're talking about calories to maintain body weight, now, yeah, to maintain body weight, one of the more common numbers that are thrown out as far as maintaining body weight would be to burn a pound of fat requires 3,500 calories of energy expended.
Okay.
Okay, there's no way around that. Okay, now when you're talking about the calories that you consume as far as maintaining weight, the big question is what kind of weight are you maintaining? Okay, so the kind of weight that you maintain will depend on the quality of those calories. If you're consuming all those calories in fat or in sugar and no protein, then you're going to lose muscle mass and you're just going to gain body fat. Okay. So when you talk about calories, you just can't throw calories out without defining what kind of calories they are.
Okay.
See, mentally I struggle with Weight Watchers on that scenario. Weight Watchers says you've got these points. If you want to eat 3 pieces of pizza and use up your points, go for it. So then, you had 1 meal today, you used up all your points, you starved the rest of the day, but you're going to lose weight. Well, yeah, you're going to lose weight, but what you're saying was as you're saying that's my scenario, Weight Watchers.
Yeah, well.
And you don't want to bash any diet. They all have their positive and negative. Okay, I can find some. They don't. They obviously have a little graph at the bottom that says eat fruits and vegetables and drink water. But
in general, I actually think favorably overall of Weight Watchers. It may be that approach might not settle with you in general, but Weight Watchers has an approach. Now, everybody's unique in how